Am I the asshole for getting upset over my gift while everyone else got what they asked for? So I, 24M, am incredibly bummed out about what I got for Christmas. Me, my brother, 21M, stepbrother, 26M, Sil, 24F, and me, were all told to make a small wish list. They all put things that are relatively expensive or hard to get, ranging from household electronics to fitness supplements or very brand-specific items. My list was limited to easy-to-get books or smaller things that would help my hobbies along, such as card sleeves. Every single one of them has gotten several things if their list. But I got stuck with pajamas, and for context I sleep naked, rendering my gift useless. I was told I'm ungrateful for being upset, but it's literally a gift I will not use, so am I the asshole? No, you're absolutely not the asshole. I can understand your disappointment. What's the reason behind making lists, if they're not used? You are not ungrateful if you don't like an unwanted, thoughtless and useless gift. Kind of looks like they forgot about you, came up with an emergency present and now try to guilt trip you instead of owning up for their mistake. Ask for the receipt and exchange the PJS for something you will enjoy. In Ta when it's family, it hurts when no thought and no effort is put onto you gift. It's less about getting PJS but being made to feel not valued and not important. BTW last year I got chocolate. Pity they all had nuts, which I'm allergic to, and it was from several people too. Buy yourself something special each year, and donate unwanted gifts. Am I the asshole for telling someone annoying people at my party that we don't respect their beliefs? My 19F family has never had a Christmas party because my mom doesn't like people sitting on our couch or touching our towels in the bathrooms, and my parents would rather just go to someone else's Christmas party. For the first time this year, we threw the Christmas party my brother and I have always wanted. I invited all my friends from school. My cousin, 18M, has a crazy girlfriend, 18F, and she's basically this Christian girl who is just insane. Our whole family can't wait for him to dump her when he leaves for college. She thinks the world is 6,000 years old, and always talks now about how some ancient boat was recently on a mountain, and she thinks it's Noah's Ark. She started going on and on about it at the party, in a weirdly aggressive way, like she was trying to convert everyone to Christianity, and this was the evidence she thought she needed. Almost everyone else at the party was non-religious or atheist, including my whole family. And people were all just exchanging looks and giggling at her insanity. I told her to quit her nonsense because this is the first Christmas party I've thrown, and I wanted it to be perfect. She was annoying people. She said I have to respect her beliefs. I told her none of us respect her beliefs, and we aren't Christian, so please shut up. My cousin is mad that she stormed out because she felt unwelcome. She said I have to respect her beliefs. Nope. Respect is earned. She's free to hold preposterous opinions, but no one is required to respect these preposterous opinions or obligated to listen to her prattle on aggressively about them. It was your home, your party. She was making your other guests uncomfortable and she outstayed her welcome. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She fucked around and found out. Religious people need to learn that they can't subject everyone else to listening to their nonsense. You taught her a valuable life lesson about appropriate times and places for discussing religion. Someone else's home at a party is definitely not one of them. Not the asshole, she was proselytizing. But more importantly, I need you to understand that your first sentence in this is buck wild. Couches. Towels. What is so delicate about this couch? Why can't the towels be put away for a party? Am I the asshole for kicking family out on Christmas over what they said to my daughter? I, 48F, and my husband, 48M, have 2 children. Randy, 22M, and Eve, 19F. Eve was diagnosed with autism when she was in elementary school. She does school online currently, and can do some basic tasks by herself, but me and my husband have to do a lot for her, cook for her, drive her places, etc. She recently started doing her own laundry, which we're very proud of her for, but it took like 4 years of learning and encouragement. We love her and know we'll have to care for her. Eve loves toys. She especially likes dolls and little interactive animal toys. For Christmas, we had my parents, my 2 sisters and their husbands, my one sister's 15-year-old daughter, and my mom's sister and her husband. Randy got a few games he wanted, plus a new laptop he needs for his classes next semester. Eve got dolls, a small dollhouse, some pajamas, some stuffed animals, and the big gift was an interactive horse toy that you can braid the hair of and things. Eve was overjoyed, and played with it up until it was time for lunch. I didn't notice anything before, but at lunch, my mom was looking over at my sister, Brianna, and her daughter, Marissa, like they had done something wrong. I helped my daughter get a plate of food, got her a juice box, and went to get my own food. I then heard yelling and my daughter crying and went back to the table. Turns out Marissa had told Eve she's childish and shouldn't want toys anymore, and needs to grow up, and my sisters both agreed. Marissa told her that she should be braiding her own hair instead of a toy's fake hair, and make herself pretty instead of making a toy pretty. My mom and my father were horrified, and they had apparently heard Marissa and Brianna express this earlier and told them they were being insensitive and will be in trouble if they tell me, my husband, or Eve that. Randy, the great brother he is, took Eve away from the situation and up to her room to calm down. I, as calmly as possible, explained for the millionth time that Eve is autistic, her brain works differently, and if you were with her daily, you would see that her toys actually help her learn social skills, regulate her emotions, and calm her down. Brianna then said that I, baby, her too much. We make meals for her, get her food, buy her toys, and drive her everywhere, when we should just force her to learn on her own. Brianna said that because she does school, she's normal enough to live on her own, the exact words. I told Brianna, Marissa, and Brianna's husband to leave. My other sister and her husband tried to defend them, saying that if I just cut the cord, Eve would learn how to survive. I told them to leave too. My husband is with me, as is my father, but my mother said I took it too far by kicking them out and saying I'm never letting them around Eve again. They really hurt Eve. Luckily she's still playing with her toys, so they didn't seem to ruin her love of them, but she's been sad and crying all day. I just put her to bed and started crying myself once she wasn't able to see me do it. Am I the asshole? Edit. Added names instead of just initials. Fake names, of course, but hopefully it's easier to follow now. Addressing some common concerns. I got Eve her food because she has pretty severe motor delays. She's about on the level of a 5-year-old. Normally I try to let her get her own food, and if she makes a mess I clean it up, but since there were platters of food, think buffet style on a kitchen counter, that if she spilled would make a hazard on the kitchen floor where people could slip, and my mom has had 2 knee replacements, so if she slips, that would have ruined Christmas even more. Her making a mess while eating isn't a worry because I can clean it later and nobody is going to be walking under the table to slip on it. We've worked with specialists since Eve's diagnosis to figure out the right way to both care for her and foster independence. From some testing last year, specialists believe Eve is at the level of a 4 or 5-year-old socially, 5 years old motor skills, and academically 14. The problem is she doesn't appear to have the cognitive ability to apply what she learns in school to the real world. For example, Eve could read a book and identify a character as mean because they don't understand, but she can only understand that my sisters and her cousin are mean, but not really why. Her language fluctuates from non-verbal to verbal with the language capability of 2-year-old, to verbal with the language capability of a 5-year-old. Her academic ability is an outlier, but the specialists don't seem too alarmed by it, so we aren't either. Not the asshole, you're protecting your daughter. And hey, maybe by cutting the cord with your sister's family you'll force them to learn some fucking empathy. Not the asshole. As a parent of a person with autism, I simply have no energy to deal with ignorant or malicious people or people who want to stick their nose on my family's business. I have patience for the ones that ask me about autism because they want to learn, though. Good luck, mama. Biceps. Go NC with those ableist asshats. The audacity to come into your house and insult E when you know her, and you understand her, and understand what she needs, and they haven't bothered to listen to your multiple. It sounds like attempts to explain why she needs different things than M does, and why she needs a bit of extra love and attention. Not the asshole, obviously. Am I the asshole for giving my wife's Christmas present to my sister? I'm 44M, and my wife, 39F, and my sister, 39F. I will try keep it short and sweet. I'm using my second account because my real account has my wife. This below part is just a background why my sister lives with us ATM. My sister is back with us at the moment and been living with us since October because of ongoing divorce with her husband. My wife was not fan of this and wanted my sister out and told me to give her our other accommodation which we own to my sister whilst she settles for divorce, but my sister wants to live with us as she gets lonely and won't have anyone cook for her because this whole thing is stressing her out. My wife has left our business 'cause of broken leg so she can help with the cooking for my sister. Since the start of the year my wife been wanting Dyson Air thing for hair. I don't get the excitement. And yes, I bought her the gift in November for Xmas and I wrapped it and put it in our garage. Few days ago my sister was wrapping gifts for Xmas and asked me what I got for my wife. I told her it's a Dyson hair product and a Gucci perfume. Around £700 in total. My sister got excited for my wife but sad again and said she wanted Dyson hair product too and used to beg her husband to buy it for but he never did. Apparently he gifted the Dyson to his now GF. This obviously made me sad, so I wanted to buy her another Dyson hair product same as my wife. I also had wrapped shoes for my sister for Xmas. I went to different stores but it was sold out. My luck. I looked online and it would only be delivered after Xmas. Because there was no option for my sister, I just removed the name sticker and put my sister's name. Gifted the Dyson I bought for my wife to my sister. Keep this in mind, I bought my wife extra Gucci perfume, she still got the gift. And yesterday I gave everyone their gift and everyone was happy. Until my mum told me that she saw my wife's face during the gift giving and my wife looked hurt apparently and asked me why I didn't gift my wife the Dyson instead. I thought she was happy with the gift perfume I gave. I told my mum the truth and my mother is calling me an a-hole. My parents wanted to buy my wife Dyson hair for Xmas but asked me before they bought it, so I told them I was going to buy it for my wife. So they thought I'd actually give it to my wife and not change the plan last min. Now my mum told our auntie 2SND she thinks I was a hole too. I told them I will buy my wife again cuz we will have plenty of time, but they think it won't be the same as Xmas magic, so AITA? Edit. My sister do not live with our parents because they live up north in Scottish Village. Us we live in England, of our business is in England and my sister works here and her work is 20 minutes drive away from where we live. My wife can walk, she don't need crutches. The reason she left our business was because a broken leg. But she's walkable, but she decided to rest after her cast was off. Jesus Christ. Obviously you are the asshole. Think of it this way. Your sister wanted her husband to buy her something and he bought it but gave it to someone else. You think he is wrong for doing this? Your wife wanted you to buy her something and you bought it but gave it to someone else. What the fuck is wrong with you? Adding that on to the fact that you've moved your sister into your home without your wife's approval and now you expect your wife to cook for your sister? She's a grown woman, she can cook for herself. And if your wife doesn't want her there she should never have moved in. Why do you care more about your sister's feelings than your wife's? Even your own parents see that you're being a bad husband. How are you this dense? You are the asshole. But thanks for explaining quite clearly why your sister got a divorce, and why you'll get one soon too. You are the asshole. And you expecting your wife with a broken leg to cook for your sister makes you a gaping one.